Hello everyone, I'm Rahul. CAT 2020 forms 2022 form is live from today. So this is a video to help you try and fill your form. A couple of questions that do keep coming up when you're trying to fill your form are: number one, the fact that uh, what when you're filling your so when you are trying to fill your form, three questions will come up. One is the category that you want to fill, right? So that is one question that will have. So what are the certificates that are to be put in? What is the kind of uh, category that you fill and things like that. Second question happens when we're trying to fill the marks for our college, right? So what is the conversion formula that we are going to use? The third problem that happens is what courses to fill in the different IIM. So these are three issues that students typically do ask questions on when they're trying to start filling the form. But the biggest problem that happens when you're filling the form are very small details. For example, when you're trying to put in your percentages, sometimes the percentage might not get accepted. So I'll just try to very briefly go through all of those things that happen. So first of all, what you do is to go onto the website iimcat.ac.in. The moment you search for it, you'll get CAT 22 CAT 2022 wala page. On this page, on the right side here, you can see there are a couple of buttons. One is new candidate registration. The second is registered candidate login, right? So here what happens is, when you are doing it for the first time, when you are trying to start filling your form, you have to create a login account. So for that, you click on new candidate registration. Once that is done, you will get your login and your password. So while you're filling your form, if for some reason you're not able to complete it and you have to complete the process later, your form will remain saved, and at that time you will log in using the login wala second tab that is available. So starting with the new candidate registration, you click on register. It will tell you the kind of browser that you need. So just make sure that your hardware is okay. So this is it. Again, whatever fields you fill in here will be used for communication later. So make sure they are working fields, as in the phone number is working, so is the email ID. Make sure of that. So while registering, what you have to do is, number one, name of the candidate. So here I don't think you would need too much help because most of us do know our names. Your date of birth as well. Again, please note that the name has to be same as the 10th SSC certificate. So because that is the proof that you will be submitting, so make sure the name is exactly as the one that you have on your 10th mark sheet and your 10th certificate. Then comes your date of birth. Again, typically you will have, so click on the years, you will reach the decade. So in my case, I will have to go into the 1980s. Some of you, actually most of you will not have to, which is very nice. So this is my date of birth. Then comes email ID. So for email ID, I'll be using my official email ID. Again, I'm doing this. I'm filling in the exact details so that we know how much time it will take for the जब सेलेक्ट हो जाएंगे उसके बाद की बात है अदर्स डोंट वरी अबाउट इट एज ऑफ नाउ obviously once you if you are someone who's just passing out going to pass out college next year, so you get time of about 3 to 4 months until your original mark sheet come in. You will have to show those mark sheets, you don't have to submit them, but दिखाना तो पड़ता ही है, right? So I've put in my email address. It asks me to confirm the email address. Some of us have this habit of copying and pasting. I would suggest don't do it, because what happens is, in copying pasting the email ID, sometimes there is an extra space that will go in and it will unnecessarily create anxiety. So it is a better idea to make sure you key in the you type in the email ID again, because once you do that, you are sure that if there is a mistake, that will be caught. Then comes country. I think most of us will be putting in India. For I'll come to the certificates. Just let's reach that stage first. Then coming on to the number, the mobile number that is to be used. So I'll be using a mobile number of a friend's. Actually, it's not my mobile number, but yeah. So this goes in 7. I've put in a mobile number. It asks me to verify it again. Again, I am not copying or pasting. I am typing it again. So if there is a mistake, that will be caught. The moment you put in the details, it will ask you to generate an OTP. Okay, so I'll have to use some other email ID, right? Not a problem. I can use my cute email ID. Because there was a problem with the email ID, it has not accepted it. I am trying a new one. So the moment you click on generate OTP, the captcha comes in. This is case insensitive. So I type in SY1 SZKW. I click on submit. The moment I click on submit, done properly. Okay. There was some problem with the captcha. So there is an OTP which has come in. So on your mobile number that you have registered and the email ID, you will get an OTP. I'm putting in the OTP now. Don't worry if certain issues happen. हो जाता है 4 5. So I have put in the OTP that I got. I click on validate OTP. It says on the top, OTP has been validated successfully. Click on OK. Then slide down on the page because there is a declaration. So you click on I agree and then you go on to the captcha again. J663H. So I've put in the captcha for the second time. I click on submit. The moment you click on submit, it will say, please note this, your user ID and password has been sent on the registered email address and registered mobile number. So the email ID and the password for your login has been sent on your number. So even if you end up closing this page, does not matter. You can again log in again. So now if you're logging in, you will go on to the main website. Now because my email ID or my login ID and password has been generated, I will click on registered login user and then start. Because I was already there, so I'm not doing that. Right? Just a minute, just let me reach the point, then we can look at. Yeah, okay. So here, once you log in, this page will be shown to you again. So the details that you have put in will already be there on this page. Please note here, the good thing about this year's form is there is a help desk tab as well. If you have any problem, you can click on the help desk, right? And from there you can generate your query. How do you write a query to CAT? Once you click on the help desk tag, on the right bottom here, there is a plus sign. So click on the plus sign, the help desk page will open. Here you can put in the problem category from the drop-in menu. For example, I have an application form related query. Then in the problem type, again there is a drop down menu where you fill eligibility criteria, and then you can put in your question. So if there is a question which you think the IIM Bangalore has to tell you the answer for, what you do is you use the help desk query, and from here you can put in the question that you have. Now suppose once you have created the login, for some reason you're not able to complete the form and the form gets closed, do not worry. All you have to do is open the IIM CAT page again, click on login. Now the user ID and password have been received on your phone. So from there you put in the user ID. The user ID for me here is, and the password again as mailed to messaged to me is, again put in the captcha. and you log in. The login has happened. This is the exact page where we had left. I was my window got closed, so this is where I'll start again from. Now what I could do is, to fill the form, I go to the application. So again, it will tell you the requirements for the browser. Second year law student 2020. I am about to enter my final year in law. Should I fill final year law appearing as my second degree? Yes, you should fill final year. Since you are in your final year, law appearing. Anyone who will be passing out next year, that is 2023, you will be appearing candidate, not a passed out candidate. Right? You are a pass out candidate only if you're done with your final examinations, and therefore, yeah. So this is the page that we reached then. Just zooming in a little bit. So once I click on go to application, I'll reach the personal detail page. As you can see, my name is already filled because I've done that earlier. Then I start filling the form. Says candidate's first name, the same as what was written. Middle name, not a compulsory field because it is not star marked. I don't have a compulsory field as well. Candidate's last name, again not a compulsory field, but obviously if fill it, it will be a better idea. Father's name, again these names that you are filling have to be the exact ones that are there on your class 10th certificate. Spouse name, I will not fill it right now. Going on, other personal details. So date of birth again has been picked up already. Gender is male in my case. Nationality is Indian. For me, you can choose whatever your cases are. Then comes category. Now for a general candidate, nothing needs to be done. All you do is general and then move on to the rest of the thing. If you are an EWS candidate, you will click on EWS, and therefore further fields will open. There's certificate issue date, state, union, territory, and caste, tribe, name. Right. So here for general, you don't have to fill anything. It is already filled as general. For EWS, you have to go to the competent authority and get the EWS certificate done. The format of the certificate again is available on the CAT website. So here if you go, you will see certificates. On the CAT website, there is the EWS certificate format. You download it, you fill it and get it filled from the competent authority. That certificate issued to you will have a issue date. Earlier, last year there used to be a certificate number that which created confusion. So that is now gone. It will have a certificate date. It will have the state or union territory you are from. Just put that information in here. I'll come to 12th marks very soon. Similarly, if you are filling NC, OBC or SC, ST category, here there is additional detail to be filled in. So suppose I choose SC category, again I will have a certificate. I will choose my state. For example, suppose I choose Haryana. For every state, there is a different list of the name of the tribe or caste that is to be used. You can click on this I, a new page will open where state-wise names are given. So from this, for example, in my case, I had filled Haryana. Haryana is here. So for example, I want to fill say Pasi. So 27 Pasi is the name. In the form here, caste tribe name goes as Pasi, serial number entry goes as 27. Right? So this list is available, will be available through the website only. All you have to do is click on I and you will have a certificate from a competent authority that you will need to upload. So I am just putting it as general. I hope there is no confusion in this case. Earlier, till last year, there used to be problems because it asked for a certificate number. This year that field is gone, so it becomes very, very clear. As long as you have a certificate, you will be able to fill the form using. हाँ बिल्कुल लिखी होती है, but अगर कोई confusion हो, if you are not able to understand what is the number, the list is also available on the website, so you can use from there as well. Then comes, do you belong to PWD category? I'll be filling a no, but suppose if you fill yes, it will ask you that is the disability measurable, yes or no. Then it talks about a UDID number. So what is the UDID number? Again, anyone who's using this would know. This is the Swavlamban. Yeah, Swavlamban card, so unique disability ID is created. You need this number. So again, because you'll have the certificate done, you will have that number with you. You fill that number here and accordingly fill the category. Also, if you will be needing extra support, that is, you need a wheelchair or a scribe, you will have to put in those details as well. I am putting a no here. Then comes vaccination date. So vaccination date, suppose for me was vaccination 21 more. So say I don't know, July, भूल गई थी ना, say 14 July 2021. I don't remember the date. And then say, please fill in the right dates. You will have your um, certificates as well. Make sure you fill the right dates. I don't remember the dates, so I'm filling random dates here. 14th, please fill the right dates because it might create a problem later. Suppose you fill any random date, you go on to the certificate, go on to the center, and then they match the dates with the certificate. That might create a problem. So please fill the right, correct dates. You can use anyone. It does not matter as long as it is certified. Typically, state wala will be good because you have to fill in the state and the union territory for the EWS one. That is okay, Anushruti. Even if your exams will be held in August, you have time till almost October to give your final degree. If you'll be giving your final exams in August 2023, even then you will be able to get admission to a college, not a problem. Right. Moving on, then comes communication address. So again, I'm sure we will know all our addresses. So I'm just putting C123/47. Address line 2 and 3 are not compulsory, so I'll just let them be. Country, I've written it a couple of times by now. India's union territory is Haryana. District say is Mewat. I don't know. Town city मेवात में मेवात और क्या, ठीक है. पिन कोड ये तो आज पता नहीं, तो इसको चेंज करना पड़ेगा. So again, I think this should be clear to all of you. So therefore, I'm not putting any details here. Just make sure that you fill in number 1. The address line 1 is to be filled, 2 and 3 are not mandatory. After that, all of the things are over. Your email ID has already been filled, your number has already been filled, so it will be picked up from the first page. Not a bad idea to fill in an alternate email ID as well. Then comes emergency contact number. This is important. So suppose I fill I don't know, 783 Yeah, I don't know, relationship, not compulsory, let it be. Then comes document upload. So please remember, if you have chosen a category EWS or physical PWD category, then you will also have to upload the document supporting that category at this stage. Also, whenever you come back to your form, again, suppose you're not able to fill the form and you have to come back to it, make sure to check those certificates or whatever you've uploaded before submitting the form as a rule, because sometimes it kind of gets deleted. Okay, so click here for photo specifications. We know not a bad idea to check them as well. Make sure that your photo is recent. I mean, this does not really count, but make sure it is within the last 6 months. It should be clear, continuous, dimensions are given, size is given. So these are the things that also, yeah, one more important point. While any certificate that you want to upload, it has to be scanned, not taken a photograph of, scanned. Please take that effort and get your certificate scanned. Again, you do not want to lose out on filling the form or create problems for yourself for a small thing. Scanning, getting scanning done is pretty easy. So here now I'm going to click here to upload. It says drag and drop file. I'm clicking on browse. I'll have to choose the first. Give me 1 minute. My as it is. All right, so I'll have to find my photographs. Just a minute. I'm really sorry. Kind of. Yeah, here it is. So the photograph fine. Shall we upload the same? Okay, we'll upload the same photo. Not a problem. Going back to the yeah. So it says drag and drop. There might be an issue with the. Ideally, keep your photographs and the thing ready. I from the F. Yes, so I copy it from here and drag it. Right. The photograph is done. I click on signature. Again, I need a photograph. I'm just putting the same one. You can also click on browse and select it. So once it is done, you will see that photograph, it will put a tick, the photograph is okay, it will show my photograph. Signature, if I had put in the right signature, it would have shown the same. Once it is done, you click on close. So this page is done and it will read uploaded. To move on to the next page, click on save and next. All right. So wherever there is a difference in spelling, stick to the mark sheet wala spelling. पता है यार, अब दिख गए तो दिख गए, क्या करें. Anything, both are accepted. So okay, here we come on the next page, starting from top, academics. So 10th 12th equivalent, you would know. So depending on what your board was, for me it was Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE. I passed this somewhere around typically April say 2000. This is 10th. So 10th was way back in 2002. Maximum marks inclusive of all subjects. Please note here that the marks that you have to write are the total marks. Sorry, maximum marks inclusive of all subjects. That is, even if you had 6 subjects, you will write all 6, not the best of marks. So for me, I had 5 subjects. I am writing 500. The marks that I got was 440, and therefore I have to write the percentage. Here I write 88.00, right? So this becomes the marks for students who had, yeah, please. Manish, 12 is a, Manish, you'll have to put this marks for all the subjects that you had in your mark sheet. You cannot choose one or the other subject. That is what the rule says. All right. Moving on then. Here, please note, you have to put in two numbers after the decimal. So that might create an issue. If there is a rounding thing, please note, if you are getting a percentage of 70.1666, you have to round it off. So this sometimes creates a problem. Just be aware of that. Moving on to 12th then. I did 12th. Whether it is CGPA को 9.5 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं CBSE में. If you were a CBSE student, class 10th, and you had CGPA, all you have to do is multiply by 9.5. That is it, right? Your mark sheet, your father's name typically should be on the one that is on the 10th mark sheet, but if it is the 12th also, it will do. Use the correct name, but there has to be a proof for it. So 12th mark sheet, I think, should do. Moving on to the board name again, Central Board of Secondary Education. Typically, there will be a gap of about 2 to 3 years, depending on whether you were able to pass 12th in one go or not. Arts, commerce, science, others, depending on your subjects. Again, the same logic applies. All the subjects that you had given, and then total marks that you got. The decimal has to be up to 2 decimal points. If there is a requirement, you would round it off as well, right? So here goes my percentage in class 12th. Bachelor's degree, yes, I have a bachelor's degree. Are you in the final year? I am not. Let's click on yes and see what happens. So oh sorry, my marks were lesser in class 12, not 421.11. See, so if you are not able to calculate your percentage properly, it will say that you have done a mistake. Very nice. There we go. Now it is okay. I tried to increase my marks, but anyways. So are you in the final of your bachelor's degree? If you are, you will write yes. As you can see, you have to put in total duration, current semester, type of university, state university, university name, name of college institute, degree name, discipline, graduation stream, year of commencement, probable completion year, and aggregate marks. In this case, you can you will aggregate marks up to the last mark sheet that you have, irrespective of the fact whether it is for 1 year or 2 year. Whatever mark sheet that you have, just put in the average of the marks till then for anyone who is appearing. Whether your exam happens in August next year or June next year or May next year does not matter. You will have time to give your final certificate till almost September, October in your new college. 60% Manish. That is what I'm saying, Manish. You have to write all your marks. So ideally write all the marks and then let's see what happens, right? So because I'm not in my final year and I completed it, I will say yes, I have completed my bachelor's degree. Both of these questions are compulsory questions. You have to mark. Yes, you have completed your bachelor's degree. You have completed your degree, so put what is the issue then? Anushruti, I don't understand what the issue is. You're a second year law student, graduated in 2020. Final year in law. I fill. Yes, you can fill it as a second degree. What is the issue then? So you will fill graduated in the first one and then you can put in additional degree. हाँ, मैं कॉलेज वाले में आ रहा हूँ अभी. तो देखो, in the college वाला case, I put in total duration. For me, it was 4 years. University was I don't know, probably a central university, deemed university. State union territory was again Haryana. Institute name was university name. Okay, they are not picking up. Even if it is not a problem. Just if it is not, you will have others as the option. So just let's see if others is there. Yeah, others is an option here. So if your name does not figure in the list, just type others. Let's just see and do that and see what happens. Name of college, you have to write in the name, so that should not be a problem. For me, it was YMCA. Degree name, again, choose the best, choose the one that is closest to what you actually did. So I'm trying to write BTech, it does not show. So I'll just yeah, there it is, BTech. So I write BTech because that is what I was. No, you are not too late for MBA. Then comes discipline. Discipline was electronics, I think, or engineering. What? Yeah, engineering technology. Yeah, so I'm a engineering guy. Graduation stream, of course, engineering. Month of commencement started, I think, in August 2004. Upon a time, ended very quickly. At least the hopes did. July 2008. Right. Marks obtained, a grand score of 62.20. Then comes, do you have or are you going a dual or a 5-degree integrated course? So here, if you are a 5-year program, you'll put in yes here. Yes, yes, D, yes. LU and then your name. First for the person, for Anush, nahi, for who was he? I think Anushruti. So Anushruti, here you will click yes if you have another degree that you are doing, and then put in the details of that degree here. In your case, you will be putting yes in the final year for the second degree. Okay. Since I did not have a second degree, I am putting this as a no. Again, if you have a master's degree, you put in a yes. I do not wish to tell the IIMs that I am filling the form again, so I am putting in a no here again. All of this will get filled very similarly to the previous one. Also, there was a question which said, how do we convert the graduation marks? Again, your college will have to, no, you are not late, Gaurav. Your college will have to issue a certificate saying that this is the formula that we use. Just contact your college, ask them, sir, what is the formula that is to be used, because you will need a proof of that. If that is not there, you can multiply it by 10. But ideally, I would request you or suggest you that you contact your college for an official update or official document, because you will need it when you go in for the final selection, right? Especially in the case when your marks are, suppose with one formula it is just more than 80, with one formula it is just less than 80. That might actually end up impacting your final selection. Just make sure you have the certificate from the college. देख नहीं बताया तो into 10 कर दो यार. Yeah, so again, there is no harm in dropping a mail to your college, so that you have a physical proof to tell to show that yes, you tried and there was no formula available. There is no harm in doing that. You will not lose out on anything. So just, it is better, safe than sorry. So just make sure you try to at least get some information from the college. Mehul, there are different ways for one formula for converting into percentage is total marks obtained upon total marks. Then for a 10 CGPA pointer, there is a case where it is multiplied by 10. For some colleges, it is multiplied by 9.1. In the scale of 4, sometimes it is multiplied by 25, sometimes it is multiplied by 20, and then 20 is added to it. Every college is a different format. Please drop in a mail to your college and ask what the thing is. Ask your seniors, because you will need a proof. Suppose you have been rated out of 4, you multiply by 25 and the formula comes out to be different. When you go to the college for the final submission of documents, they will ask you for proof of what your university does, and then it might create an issue. So just get something from your college, even if it says we don't give it out, which is fine. In that case, you just multiply your CGPA to reach a total score of 100 and fill that, right? हाँ हाँ हाँ, कोई बात नहीं, कॉलेज से बस ले लो एक बार कि भाई नहीं देते, कोई उसका कोई इशू नहीं है. Then comes other professional degree. If you have FIAI or CA, you will fill in the details. For example, suppose if I say I am a CA, I will fill the details here. I am not, so I'll put it in a no. Please again note, this is a compulsory question, so whether if it is a no, you will have to click no. Again, save and next. So I missed out the 5-year thing. See, I did not mark this question, so it said there is a problem. So I click a no and then move on. Sanket, I think this is not the right to be talking about it. It will be better if we probably discuss it on some other forum, right? अब कैट का फॉर्म भर रहे हैं तो वही अच्छा ऑप्शन है. नहीं, चलो. Then comes work experience, industry type, work experience as on 31st July 2022. So just keep on filling the details. I'm really sorry. For example, say I write banking, financial services. When did you start? I started in I don't know, say 2010 लिख देंगे इसको, because they're not asking for proof right now. I can write whatever I want and I'll put in a huge number so that October 2nd 2010 I started. I went on till say 2012 or 2015 July 22nd. Break in experience, there was no break as such. Then again I started working in FMCG, which I did not, but suppose I fill in 2015, 2010s, I'm filling 2017 November 12th, and this will go until say 31st July. This is my experience that I have. Break in experience, I didn't want to work, not working. Oh, okay, so there is no break in this experience, so should not be an issue. There it is. So it says what is my experience till now, 1723. This will be filled automatically. If you have proof, it will be counted as experience. Even if you're a startup guy, you will have to show as proof. You will have to show proof. Again, Naman, you would be working in some capacity. Even if it is a family business, you will have some role. So there would be some income that would be coming in. So just specify that role and fill it up. You can fill that as experience. Internships are not counted. Okay, all the work ex that is counted is, it has a few criteria. Number one, it has to be after graduation. Once you have completed your graduation, only work ex after that is counted. Number two, it has to be full time. And number three, it has to be paid. If any work that you do qualifies all these three things, it will be counted as work ex. Yeah, that will do. If I do save and next, then it comes down to, okay, if you keep getting a message that says error seems to have occurred, it would probably be because there is some problem with your internet, right? So just check the previous page and move on. Now, with what programs to be filled? Again, a very basic thumb rule, even if you mark all, does not really matter, because if you're not eligible, you will not be called. So people who are lazy may do that. Otherwise, PGP program is the flagship program in the IIMs, the 2-year MBA program. FABM is a program that is offered by IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Lucknow. This is the agro-business management. Again, a good program. The placements happen for both the programs together, so definitely can be applied. The cutoffs are typically lower. So, for example, suppose I put in suppose I put in PGP here, I will have to choose the interview cities. For most of, or actually Delhi typically is or the major 4 cities, the 4 metropolitans are a center for all the colleges, and the city where the college is located will also be an option. For example, I am filling Delhi, and then the second option I am filling Ahmedabad. You will have to do this for all the courses that you choose. Might take a bit of time. Yeah, experience certificate is good enough, aspiring minds. So those who are working, the end date will be 31st July 2022. Does not matter. And my 1-year gap for CAT does not matter. It is not asking. If you are choosing one industry and there is a gap, you will have to explain your gap. Otherwise, there is no issue. Right? I will not fill any one of them. Achha, moving on then. So PGP is the flagship program. ABM is the agro business management. E, wherever you see this small e, it is typically not the full-time program, but an online sort of a program. PhD, as the name suggests, is the fellowship program or the doctorate program. Before IIMs were universities, this used to be called the FPM, Fellowship Program in Management. Once the IIMs have become universities, yes, ITR is good enough. From there, then it has been started, this has been renamed to PhD. Again, then comes IIM Amritsar MBA, PhD. The capital E is for experience. So wherever you find the capital E or EX, those are courses for people with experience. If you are fresher, you will not be able to apply to these programs. Typically, business analytics is a good program to apply to. Similarly, HRM is the human resource management. This is a program that can be applied to. Again, PGP, PGP, EM, PA is business analytics, PGP, FPM, PhD, Calcutta MBA, PhD, PGP, HRM, MDMS se choda. FPM is the PhD program. MBA, PhD, EMBA is executive. So while filling the form, again LSM is the liberal sciences program, F is the finance program. These should be filled. BL again is the business analytics program. PhD, EPGPA, ABM, agro business management should be filled. SM is, I think, sustainability management should be filled. Executive, wherever you see, is the program for people with work experience. Business analytics, HRM, PhD, EPhD. This is a long list. I'll just tell you the thumb rule of filling the forms, okay? Wherever you see PGP, fill that. Wherever you see MBA, fill that. Wherever you see HRM, business analytics, BM, SM, ABM is the agro businessman, fill those colleges. PhD and FPM are the same. If you wish, you can fill them as well. And wherever there is a small e, typically it's a distance program which is online based. Wherever there is a capital E or a EX, they are programs for people with experience, right? Unpaid internships don't count. The second city preference could be anyone that you are comfortable in going. See, why this preference is important is, suppose you get 7-10 calls from colleges and you have picked up different cities, you might have to travel continuously for 1 month, right? Choose a city which has which is easiest to travel to essentially, because you might have one interview on the 5th, one interview on the 6th, one interview on the 7th. If all of these cities are different, traveling becomes a bit of a challenge, right? Gaurav, as long as you're able to show that you are working, it is okay. So if you have an experience certificate, if you have the ITR field, if you have the salary slips, that should be good enough. Paid internship does not count. It has to be after graduation and full time. Yes. Chaliye. So this is mostly about the courses. Once you've filled the courses, you've selected the cities. So I am just filling in. I am the PhD, and the city is Ahmedabad. I'm really sorry. Even next. Then comes test center, test city. Again, whichever is the easiest to go to. I'll choose Faridabad, Gurugram, one city. Next, I will choose Delhi. Delhi. Third, I will choose Noida. These are all places that are close to where I live. Then I will choose all of this is done. Ghaziabad, Ghaziabad, and then I will choose number 1, Goa, and then I will choose number 6 as Sikkim. It's not Sikkim. Darjeeling. Nice. Darjeeling is also not there. So typically the last city that I choose is a hill station. So luckily that it has not been the problem that I had to go there, but still. So let's fill Jammu and Kashmir. I'll fill Jammu. Great. This is done. Don't do this. Make sure the first 4 cities, actually all of them are cities that you are that are easily accessible, right? Typically you will end up getting the first city. People who fill the form late are the ones who end up getting cities which are their second or third preferences. So filling the form early may be a good idea. Then comes payment. Again, so you can choose PayU or CC Avenue, whatever you want. For example, suppose if I click CC Avenue, I go down. I have reviewed the. If you want to review your application, you will click preview. Your application will load, and it will look loading. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, so this is what it will look like. Good idea to just check once. And yes, it's complete filled. My application is completely filled. This is the preview. I close the preview, then close the preview, and at this point fill in the code the captcha 17W2 FQN, and then you can submit. ले sorry यार miss हो गया ले अगली बार. So after this is what you have to do. Once you make the payment, you'll get the confirmation on your email ID and your phone. Make sure you get that. Suppose you end up closing the thing, don't worry, just click on login, and once you enter the login again, suppose you are filling your form, लाइट चली जाती है, कुछ हो जाता है. नहीं दिल्ली नोएडा गुड़गांव मैंने इसलिए भरा क्योंकि मैं यहाँ रहता हूँ. फिल चॉइसेस दैट आर क्लोज टू यू. जस्ट अ सेकंड. सपोज यू आर फिलिंग द फॉर्म, लाइट चली गई, नेट चला गया, लॉगिन बंद हो गया, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. वापस लॉगिन पे क्लिक करेंगे. यूजर आईडी और पासवर्ड आपके यू हैव गॉटन दैट ऑन योर मेल एंड phone. So just type the user ID, type the password, and then this captcha. and then you click login, right? So there you see, as you can see, my entire form is filled, and the photos that I had uploaded are visible here. So this is it. If I want to edit the form, if I want to edit it, I'll say go to application. If there is a problem, I'll click on help desk. So I think that should help you fill your form. Arundhati, it will not count because it has to be full-time work. So you can actually put it, बहुत फर्क पड़ेगा नहीं, 3 months as it is will not help you, but ठीक है, डाल दो, not a problem. You would have some proof of it, na? You would have filled your ITR, you would have probably gotten a joining letter or a performance letter, कुछ तो मिला होगा, you can use that, Arundhati. 2 year full-time or executive, which is a good option for people with work experience. Uh, Again, depends on the kind of work experience you have. If you are someone who has 4 years or less, a 2 year program is good. If you are someone who has more than 4 years, then you would probably want to go for an executive MBA. So thank you very much for your time. I hope I have been able to resolve some of your queries and will help you at least understand the basic problems. How much your gap matters if there is health issue? It does not matter, Harsh. If there is a gap, there is a gap. You will not be rejected just because there was a gap. Okay. So the only thing is, if there is a gap, you have to have a story for that or a reasoning for that in the interview. You will not be rejected just because you have a gap in your education or work experience. Right? चलिए. So I think most of the questions are also done. All right. Thank you very much. My name is Rahul. I represent Cube. I represent Bodhi Prep. So if there is any issue, feel free to get in touch. Second. Yes, yes, yes. 24. It will appear in months or days, whatever. Depends on the program, Krishna. But I think for different programs, it is different. You have to check the eligibility. But typically, it is more than 3.5 years. It is different for every program. You'll have to check that. Chale. Thank you very, very much for your time. If there is any issue, please feel free to get in touch. Or maybe just write in the chat as well, and we hopefully keep responding. All the very best, and make sure you fill your form properly. This is the first step you are going to take towards your dream.